La dolce vita. Hi and welcome to Chi Chi Cinema Club. My name's Chinwei, aka Chi Chi, and I love going to the cinema. On this channel, I don't only review new films, I ask if they're actually worth the trip. Today I'm asking if the film You, Me and Tuscany is worth the cinema trip. In this film, we see Halle Bailey star as Anna, who has no direction in life since her mother passed away and she had to give up her training as a chef. So she now works as a house sitter with gigs that are set up by her best friend Claire. So one evening she goes, drowning her sorrows in a bar and meets Matteo, an Italian who tells her all about his place back in Tuscany, Italy, where he has built a house, but due to his commitment and jobs in the US, has not been able to go there. So she decides that she wants to go to Italy and is inspired to go to Italy to see what it's like. And she goes specifically to Tuscany. So the week she goes there, there is actually an annual festival that is happening within the local town there. And she is unable to find anywhere else to stay and decides to stay in Matteo's house as she knows that will be empty. So what she does, she stays there overnight, and in the morning, should I say, she is trying on a nice, beautiful diamond ring, puts it on her engagement finger, and bumps into the family, should we say, who then thinks she's the fiance of Matteo. So what then happens is that she has to go along with the lie that she is actually engaged to Matteo, but in the meanwhile gets to meet his cousin brother, played by Regé-Jean Page, playing Michael, who is absolutely gorgeous in this film. And she starts to grow closer to him, and she has to keep leaning into the lie. Now, the audience vibe of this film is it is definitely a romantic comedy. If you love romance, this is definitely for you. I love the chemistry between Michael and Anna, obviously the two main characters, but that was, there was chemistry amongst all the actors as well, so it actually had this like really nice, cool, energetic sort of feel to it as well. And I would say it's a film you definitely can take your partner to, definitely one for your girls' night out if you want. Definitely there are, there were many couples in the audience, and you've got to love humour. I mean, there was, I call it a romantic comedy. It actually was, and definitely there was enough humour in there. Actually quite a lot of humour and actual innuendo as well, which actually made it funnier and actually kept you engaged throughout the film. So definitely one for the romantics. So in this film, in terms of the cinematic moments, I think the thing for me was the cinematography. Honestly, it felt like a love story to Italy. You had the most beautiful landscapes. Every morning you saw Anna sort of waking up and seeing this beautiful landscape, seeing this lovely food. I mean, I literally wanted to book a ticket to Italy while I was watching that. I was thinking, I need to go to Italy. I have not been there in a long while. So you definitely get that encompassing sense of the family and how important that is, and what it's like when you have disagreements as well. So the storyline really worked against this backdrop. Italy is obviously seen as a place for romance, and I think they really leaned into it in this movie. So it definitely swept you along in this amazing scenery that really did help you sort of anchor the characters that were in the movie as well. So I definitely liked the way that had been created and executed as well. Absolutely brilliant on that score. So what stayed with me actually was how refreshing this script felt. Yes, it was a romantic comedy, so you can sort of predict what may or may not happen. But what I actually enjoyed was it was great to see two lead black actors in a romantic comedy. Now, this is not something you see all the time, or specifically for films that are released in given a theatrical release, should I say. And I really, really enjoyed that, and I thought, why isn't there more of that? And so I hope this will encourage other film studios to go and produce more films like that. And it was not just about having the lead black actors and also filming it in Italy. I also found that they moved past the sort of Italian stereotypes you tend to find in movies as well. And this was just a very wholesome movie. I really felt really invigorated seeing the film as well. And I think that is really a very, very important thing. I also, as well, I did like the character of Francesca. I think she was the person that got the most laughs in this movie, as well as I think the actress is called Aziza Scott, who played Claire. When she had a little interjections, it was humorous as well. So there were a few characters that I actually enjoyed there as well. So, and you do think about things that they said afterwards. So yeah, definitely there were some standout bits, and I hope that, as I mentioned before, I hope this brings, hopes it will help people to bring in more movies with lead black actors in a romantic setting. So, is this film worth going to see at the cinema? I would say absolutely yes. This is one of those films that, yes, it's a romantic comedy and people may groan their eyes at it, but I actually liked that they did a more refreshing take on it, having different lead actors than you typically expected, going to a foreign country as well. I think what I found was, because the message of the film really was around not forgetting what you want to do in life, I felt like this was like a Gen Z's version of the film Shirley Valentine. If you haven't seen that movie, check it out. But it does mind me reminiscing of such a similar film. So yeah, definitely book your seat, get in there and see the film before it disappears. I think you will really enjoy it, and I think it's definitely worth that time in the cinema to see it. Well, I hope you've enjoyed my review. If you do, please do give it a thumbs up. If you love films the way I do, please feel free to subscribe. I do these film reviews on a weekly basis, and I hope to see you next time, and I'll save you a seat.